51 chains. Hi everybody, I'm working on a purple beanie tonight. This is for an adult, so I started out with chaining 51. This is going to be the front, the color in the front, and then around the sides will be this variegated purple, pink, gray. I finished this beanie today, and then this one the other day. I just need to add pom-poms on both of them. This is just based on a half double crochet. After you make your chain, half doubles until the last 5 stitches on the end, and then this will be the top of the head, your crown, or your top of your head, and it decreases to just like a slip stitch. The first couple rows here are the most awkward when you're doing any project. You have to hang on to your work and be careful going through your stitches. I inevitably lose the yarn, like I go to grab it and it'll come off. So be patient with yourself. I've been doing this a long time and I still flub up, so give yourself grace. Be patient. You'll get it. Thanks for being here. So I got one more half double crochet, and then I will start the last 5 stitches will be slip stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. So it acts like a single crochet where you just go in the loop, the back loop, and you pull through, yarn over, pull through the yarn, through that stitch there, the loop, and then you pull through the second loop. And you go through the back loop only, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the second loop. So you chain 51 and you end up doing 50, because this last one is just going to be the knot. You start with technically the second stitch from the end. So that's your slip stitches. And then you chain 1. And then you're going to remove your hook, turn your work, put your hook into the loop, keeping it straight. Normally it might be twisted when you turn your work. So you're going to go back 5 and do slip stitches just like you did. But you're not going to start here where your yarn's coming through that hole there. You're going to go to the next one. Just like that. Slip stitch through that. And it's easier if you turn your work towards you. You can see those stitches. And it's like the V. You have a back loop and a front loop. You're going to go into the back loop. Slip stitching. And if it's too hard with this size of crochet hook, you can use a smaller one. And I'll show you how to do that. This is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. This one's a 4.5. So what you can do is, for these last 5 stitches, sometimes easier to go down through the loop with a smaller hook. Just kind of give yourself a little bit of room. Make sure it's a little loose. There, then you can switch to your 5.5. And then you're going to do half double crochets all the way down. Very repetitive, very beginner friendly pattern. When you do a half double, you yarn over. You're going into the back loop only of this pattern. You yarn over, pull it up, and you have those 3 loops on there. You're just going to take them all off together. Yarn over, pull them all 3 off. That's a half double crochet. Yarn over, go into the back loop, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull all 3 loops off. Yarn over, go into the back loop only, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull off the 3 loops. So you got your slip stitch, your half double crochet, and that's the whole pattern. It just varies in number depending on infant, child, adult, and your measurements of your circumference of your head, whoever you're making it for. think I'm gonna do four rows of the purple, and then I will do the rest in the variegated purple. I finished this one today. Has a little bit of the white on either side, but gray all the way in the back. And then this one I finished the other day. I thought purple would be a nice change. I like the variegated purple, pink, purple and gray always looks nice together, and pink and gray too. But I like those colors. I bought this real pretty pink color too. I'd like to work on next. Very bright. I might do a pink and white. It might go well with that too. Not sure. We'll see. I'll do a little test, and if it doesn't look good, I'll just frog the whole thing, or at least that part. This yarn is not like the typical yarn I use for blankets. I did actually do one at Christmas time, an NFL blanket with this type of yarn, and it was fine. It's acrylic, and it's the medium for this variegated color. Same with this purple. It's a medium. They've got some really pretty colors. I went to one of the craft stores that with the M word. They had pom-poms there. They were pretty costly. I usually make my own pom-poms from, we used to do that in the 70s, 80s with the cardboard, cut it out and everything. But they have pom-pom makers that you can buy. It looks like hard plastic pieces. Or you can just buy the pom-poms, but there was two that I was going to purchase the other day, and they were $10 for just a little pom-pom. So I decided to look elsewhere, shop around, maybe get some discounted ones. Oh, thank you. So I'll wait for those to come in, and then I'll add maybe the pom-poms here, show you how to do that. So when you get to the end, to keep your edging straight, you turn your work before you chain. You turn it where the yarn is going across in front of you. And then you chain one. and then you start your half double crochets into the next chain. Turn your work so you can see it easier. And you're not going to go down this one where the yarn's coming out through. It's going to be that next stitch down there. Right there. Do a half double crochet all the way down, and the last 5 stitches will be the slip stitch. And you can see the edge there, nice and straight. And then once you get up to this level, then it's easier to hold your work. At first, it's very awkward for any beginners that are struggling with just making a chain or whatnot. Hang in there. Keep practicing. It does get easier, and sometimes it's still awkward for us that have been doing this for a long time. Just have to get used to holding your work and holding the yarn and the crochet hook. Just takes practice like anything. But hang with it. Don't give up. Because once you get it, you're excited that you can, do crafts and things, blankets and beanies and so forth. I chained 51 originally, ended up with 50 complete stitches, 45 of the half doubles, and then 5 of the slip stitches on the end. Hello, welcome in. Always Mama Michaela. Oh, that's pretty. Love that name. You too. Nice to meet you. We're working on a beanie. Made a couple other beanies here over the last week. And I thought I would do purple and a variegated purple, pink, gray, white around it. Oh, you just did by being here. Hello, Maria. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slip stitches, and we have 1 more half double. Right there. And slip stitches. So slip stitch, you just go down through the back loop, yarn over, pull through the first loop, and then pull through the second loop. Here we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And then your last one that you go through, sometimes it's hard to see and you need a smaller crochet hook. So you can reach down in there and pull that up, especially if you're using a 5.5 like I am. So you just reach down and grab your last stitch, pull it through. And so before I turn my work, oh, thank you always. Thank you. You chain 1, and then you want to keep your stitch straight, your loop. So you turn your work. Now this is what was recommended by the person that shared the pattern. And then you put your crochet hook in this side, keeping that loop straight so there's no twisting or anything. And then you start your slip stitches here. Not the very first one where the loop is coming out of, but the second stitch there. You go in the back, do your slip stitch for 5. This is a very simple pattern for a beanie hat. So if anybody wanted to try it, it's I'll tell you who gave this pattern and teaches it. She's an excellent teacher, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 slip stitches. So this is her name, Jen S. And she is on the other platform. But let's see if you can take a picture or screenshot if anybody wants that. It's just a basic. Hope you can see that. But anyway, she's on the other platform. I'm not sure if she's on YouTube, but anyway, she is a great teacher, and that's how I learned how to do this beanie. And these are fun, you know, they're real simple and come together pretty quickly within a few hours. I finished this one. This is an adult size. I just need to add the pom-pom on the top. And then you can make baby size or infant size, little kids. You can add a tag if you want. I like patterns where you don't have to think too much. You can just start crocheting after work or school or a long day, and you don't want to have to think too much. And this is a great pattern. It's just real repetitive and just easy, and I like easy. So just based on a half double crochet and a slip stitch on the end. We're working the back loop only here. have a waffle blanket that I'm working on. I'd like to get that finished during this winter. And a ripple stitch that's a baby blanket. I don't think I have it. Oh yeah, I do. I'll show you what it looks like. This is a baby. It's really soft, this yarn. But this is a ripple stitch. It's a baby blanket that I pick up and then I put it back down. We have some babies due this year, so I have time. But I love the colors. It's just so velvety. I have many projects going at once. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I get bored and I start a new project, and then I finish another one and start a new one. That's what's great about crocheting. So you can put it down, pick it back up whenever you want. Then when you get to the end, there's a stitch on the end. And she does this a little bit differently than I do. I just go down sort of on this, it's going down the side, and I still pick up that back loop right there. And I do a half double, but then I turn my work like she does, where the yarn is facing you, it's going in front, and you want to do a chain one here. And that keeps this edge straight, like that. And then you start your half double crochets again. Not from all the way at the end where your yarn's coming through, but this next stitch kind of behind, that sits behind here. That used to mess me up. Sometimes I would put it in there, the first or the second chain. Sometimes I would go through here, not realizing, I'm going too far over to the right. So once I got that down, realized that you go to the actual second like loop from the edge, then I did a much better job. It was more straight and not wonky looking. But when you're young, you learn and you get better, practice. Hello. Oh, thank you, Mike Cooper. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for being here on this Saturday night. And I have to give credit where credit is due for this pattern. Jen is her name, Jen S. And this is the basic sizing and pattern there. I think there was maybe another page or two to that. But that was like the basic, how you begin it, and the chains and the rows. It's real simple pattern, beginner friendly, which I love. Not a whole lot of thought into it. If you want something real simple that turns out really cute, this is one I finished today. Oh, I got these papers. My little granddaughter, she likes to draw me pictures. So she's funny. But yeah, I finished this one. I started this one on live early morning. And I don't know if anyone was in here with me, but it was very early. And somebody suggested I add the white in. And that's what it looks like with white. This is the back. This is all half double crochet. And the top or the crown is the slip stitch. And then you just gather it together, pull it tight, add a pom-pom if you want. And then the other one I did the other day. Same thing. Just a little bit of the blue-green in it. And it's stretchy. So very simple patterns, but very nice hats once you get them finished. And half double crochet makes it go pretty quick. Oh, thank you. Thanks for subscribing. Hello, Amparo Martinez. Nicola or Dan Hissler. Hope I didn't botch that. Too bad. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's 11:30 p.m. here. I work night shift normally, so I've got that staying awake late kind of thing going on right now. Can't sleep, or I get up way, way early, like at 2 or 3 a.m. I go back to work tomorrow night for 3 more days. I'm half watching Friends. Oh, that's actually Big Bang now. These simple patterns just make it so easy. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you don't want, sometimes it's hard to reach in, like this loop is loose there. If it's the stitches are too tight, you can use a smaller crochet hook, like a 4.5, I'm using a 5.5 right now, but you can always use a smaller one for the end, the slip stitches. See this end, it's tucked in there and sometimes kind of hard to reach, so I'll grab it with a smaller hook, pull it up there, then I'm able to reach it better, easier. Then you chain one and you keep your loop straight, put your crochet hook in the other way, and then you go back so that you don't twist this loop. And then you're going to go down into the first loop, starting your 5 slip stitches. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you do your half double crochets. I turn it so I can see my back loop only, and then it's repetitive from there. Just half double crochets all the way down. Then I'll start the variegated after, I think after this row. Let's see, 2 more rows, and then I will start that variegated color the rest of the way. That'll make up most of the hat. Hello, there, Rebecca. Hello, Amelia. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry if I've missed anybody's comments. Just put it down again if you don't mind, if I've missed you, or questions. Oh, hi, thank you. On the chain, I did 51. She recommends 51, and then you'll end with 50. This is an adult beanie. Here, let me show you her. This is what I printed off from her other site. Her name's Jen S, though. Let's see if you can see that. You need to take a screenshot. This helps me sometimes, just having a pattern close. Did you guys get that okay? And these are adult. This is what it looks like here when you get it finished without the pom-pom. This is an adult size. It's kind of up close, I know. Let's see. And then this is the other one. It's the same pattern. It's by, Jen S. She's a great teacher. But it's all half double crochets except for the last 5 at the top. Your crown of your head, top of your hat, is slip stitches, 5 slip stitches. And then, of course, it's inside out when you're working on it. So the inside doesn't always look pretty. This is where you're doing your crochet, and then you tie off, you cinch off the top, and then you flip it inside out, or right side out, I guess. And then this, and then you flip up your brim if you want the brim up, and then add a beanie to it if you want. And to keep these edges straight, I'll show you the difference, what she taught. And I go down this last, the side of the stitch. You can see I go down here into the back loop, maybe. I think she goes underneath, like both. I think she may go underneath both back and front there, but I just continue with the back loop only. It might be sturdier if you went through both loops. So I do that, and then you turn your work to the right, where your yarn is in the front, like this. And then you'll chain 1 over here. And that keeps your edging nice and straight. And then you go back doing your half double crochets, skipping the edge, and then you go into that second loop there. And then I'm going to change colors when I get back up here to the top. And I'll use the variegated colors next. And that'll make up most of the hat. Oh, you want to see the instruction sheet? This is, it's not mine, but here, this is Gen S. Let me see if I can pull the camera up a little bit so you can get a good screenshot of that. And then I think I did, let's see, was this, I think this was 44. I have a rough ravel there. I think this was 44 around. Yeah, and it's pretty roomy and stretchy too. You can buy the pom-poms that go on the top, several of them on the shopping website. It starts with an A. That would be beautiful for my daughter or doctor. Loves these hats. Oh, really? Awesome. Yeah, it's a really nice pattern. And you're finished with it within a few hours. Like, it goes pretty quick. I made Christmas beanies for my grandchildren, and they're on my page. But they turned out pretty cute. They're just they're tiny. They're cute looking, especially when they wear them. I have a little Snoopy doll that they put it on. I'll change colors here shortly once I get to the top here into that variegated pink, purple, gray. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more half double crochet. Yeah, see that? It's all the details, and I think the other one's the same. Yep. Acrylic yarn. It's fairly soft. It's not like the velvety kind of yarn that we buy for babies, but it's still soft. Somehow feels softer than when I was a kid and we was using, I'm assuming we were using the same acrylic yarns, but just it felt rougher back then. And then these are the slip stitches if you want to use a smaller crochet hook, especially on the end. It's hard to see this one, so sometimes I do reach down there and get that last stitch and bring it up because it kind of is hidden in there. So this is where I'm going to change yarn. I'm going to go to that variegated color. And then chain one. And she says to bring the loop up, turn your work, and put your needle or your crochet hook into the loop, keeping it straight instead of twisting it as you would normally turn your work. Keep it straight, and that helps this to stay straight and not a whole lot of large bumps there. And then you go back down, not where the loop's coming through or the yarn, you see. It's this next one right here. One, two, three, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to tie this off right here before I forget. I know, same. That's why I try to remember to do it as I'm going back the other way. Now you just work on your half double crochets all the way down. We'll see how this color comes together with the plain solid purple. How it looks so far. Looks pretty. purple, pinks, grays, all and white. Always looks so pretty together. Hello. I am making a beanie. Just like this beanie and this beanie. But I'm making a purple and a variegated purple, pink, gray, white mixture. Can you make? No, I cannot. Amigurumi, you mean? I've never done it. I shouldn't say I can't. I've never tried. Can't say can't until you try it, right? So this is where, when you're finished with that row, you turn your work this way so your yarn is in front of you, in front like this, and you want to chain one over here on this side like this, and then your edging stays nice and straight. You can't, yeah, that's yeah. I've never tried, so I don't know. I imagine if I had a pattern and practice, you could do most anything you put your mind to. I'm liking it so far. Hope you guys are too. This is so pretty. The colors, I love them. See? So the front should be purple with this color all the way around on this side and this side. So the front will be the solid color. we're going into the back loop only. Doing a half double crochet. So I'm going into the back, each stitch, which makes it real simple pattern to do. And it takes no time to get the beanie together, a few hours. And for a child or an infant, even less time. And they're so cute, those, for a little one. They're so cute. I made some Christmas ones. And they're adorable. I'm making a beanie hat. Crochet beanie hat. We used to call them toboggans back in the 70s, 80s. This is what I made today. Very stretchy, loose, comfortable, warm. I made this last week. And then the last 5 stitches are the slip stitch. And this will be the top of the head, or the crown, top of the hat. When you do a slip stitch, you go down through the loop first, back loop only, yarn over, you pull through the first loop, and then you pull through the second loop. Very simple stitch there. Slip stitch. And if you can't get to it with your larger needle, excuse me, or your crochet hook, you can use a smaller one to reach down and grab the stitch. Try if you can to keep these a little looser. Not extremely loose, but a little bit so you have, it's easier to work with. Easier to get down there to them. Now the last stitch, I'm sure I need this smaller hook to see. They really get tucked down there, especially if you tie off a new yarn. Oops. I tied that off extra tight, I think. That was why I'm having a struggle getting that stitch there. Let's see if And you can't mess it up, really. It'll be covered. You'll pull it together later as you close your beanie. When you close it off, you'll cinch it closed and you won't even see that part. And then if you had a pom-pom, even better. So you chain one once you get to the end, and I'm using that smaller crochet hook, which I'll switch out here. So you bring your loop through, and to keep it straight and the edging with less of those large knots, you don't twist it. You keep that loop straight is what Jen S. recommends. So that's what I've been trying to do. Follow her advice. So you put your crochet hook back in on this side, making sure your loop is straight and not twisted. And then you go back down the row, doing your slip stitch. And I'm going to try to keep this a little on the looser side there so I can get to them easier. And then you're just going to do your half double crochet all the way down the other end. I'm making a beanie hat. Toboggan is what we called them many years ago. But basically it's the same thing. And this color is going to be all the way around the back of the hat and over here. It'll connect over here. So this purple will be the front, just like this hat. The red is in the front. The purple is going to be in the front on this one, like that. Back loop only, half double crochets. And then it's easier to turn your work towards you so you can see those stitches, right there, the V, all the V's there. It's a front loop and a back loop. And you go into the back loop only on this pattern. Oh, thanks for the advice. Yeah, sometimes you do. You do get it too tight. Oops, what did I catch? Oops. I think I'll put my purple yarn up so it's out of the way. Oops, sorry you guys. There we go. Now we have more room right here. This color, I don't even know the color. I just saw, oh, Easter basket. It's cute. It does have all the pretty colors in there. I always like purple and pinks and grays together. Looks so nice. Try that again. Hi, hang out with Violet. Hi, Shamika. Good. How are you? Did you get some sleep? Are you back to work? I'm making a purple beanie hat and variegated purple, pinks, gray, white for mainly the body of the hat. Back to work and I got a decent nap. Good. Good. I'm glad. Hope there's no snoring going on tonight. You can get your knitting done. I was working with a person the other night. She started to get sick overnight, and pretty soon I heard snoring, and I looked over and she had leaned back and started to sleep. Bless her heart. We gently had to, nudge her because she was snoring pretty good. That's the night shift, I guess. I've been standing up before giving a report and falling asleep. Hello. How are you? This is what this beanie front is going to look like. it'll have the purple will be the main front, and then this color will be all the way around. So it'll be just like the gray and red and white, but the red's the front, the main character there. The purple's the main. And let's see, one, two, three. Looks like four here, 4 ridges on this back side. Oh no, you need earplugs. You probably can't nudge them, can you? That wouldn't be appropriate. So earplugs are probably your best bet. I love puzzle books too. The Search a Word, I'm just never good at crosswords. My mom was very good until I got older, and then I like crosswords a little bit better now. Oh, you're doing Sudoku. My daughter loves those. And fill-it-ins, yeah. I like that. I kept my granddaughters last night, and we had to watch Grinch twice, and they watch it all the time. For being young, I'm surprised they like Grinch. It's not scary for them at all. And then we made sourdough pancakes with a few little mini chocolate chips and blueberries on the side. I know, weird combination, right? And I never did get to make my cinnamon rolls today. It's just too much child time. So I'll have to save that for my next day off. I did feed it though. I fed my starter and put it back in the refrigerator. Hi, Deborah. Excuse me 1 second while I get a drink. This would be the top of the beanie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. This is the top of the head or top of the hat. It'll be like the crown of your head. So it's like these over here. See how it goes down in. And then it's hidden. I'll add a pom-pom there. Hi, Krista. Hi, Josie. Welcome here. Welcome in, everybody. Just working on a beanie hat. Watching closely when you get near. Oh, watching. Okay. Doing my slip stitches here, and that last one is a little difficult to get down into. So I use a smaller crochet hook. And then just try to keep it as loose as you can. And chain one. Then I'm going to hold on to that loop and turn it. Turn my work. And then put your crochet hook back into the loop, making sure the loop is straight and not twisted. It's not going to hurt anything if you do twist it. It's okay. It just sometimes makes the little bumps a little larger here. But you can still close it up, cinch it closed later. It's not going to be a big deal. So I wouldn't worry about it if you don't get it just sew there on that side. Then you start back down doing your slip stitches. Then you start your half double crochets. We only do 5 slip stitches. That'll be for the top of the hat. And that's what it looks like at the top. And then this will be the front of the hat. It's going to be purple in the front, and then around it'll be the variegated pink, purple, gray, white. And you slip stitch the ends together once you're finished. I do, after your chain of your 51, then you do half doubles and 5 slip stitches. Beginning the second chain from the hook. That's why you start with 51 for an adult, and then you end up with 50 because you start in the second chain from the hook. But yeah, you'll do half double crochets in that row 1, and then the last 5 you'll work a slip stitch, chain 1, and then turn your work. So 45 chains, half doubles, half double crochet into each of the next 45 chains for an adult. Let's see, chain 41 for a child at the beginning, and you complete approximately 36 rows for a 1-year-old child. 3 to 4-year-old child, chain 46, and complete approximately 38 to 42 rows. Adult, chain 51, and complete approximately 48 rows, counting your initial chain as a row. So 48 rows. Now that just depends on, of course, the size of the person. Some people's heads are smaller or larger. So yeah, it's fun, and it's accomplished like within a few hours. You can have a small beanie done. Yeah, well, this'll do it. And then he has a brim to flip up if he wants. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Good luck with starting that. I'm sure it's going to come together nicely for you, for the mister. And when you're all finished, these two, the ending rows, will be slip stitched together. You'll go through these 2 loops and then grab this back chain all the way down. Oh, sorry, all the way down. Just like that. And then you'll grab your yarn, go all the way down, and it'll make a ridge. And then you take the last a long tail after you tie it off up here at the top, and you've got it nice and tight, your front and last row, and then you go through these top stitches just like that, and you will pull a piece of yarn through. You can cut it, you can leave a tail on your last finishing edge, you can leave an extra long tail, and then just start going underneath these ridges at the top, and then you'll pull that tail through, and then you'll like purse string it really tight, and you tie it off with the other piece of yarn up here that you have. Tie them off, double knot it, triple knot it, till you've got just a very tiny opening, or it's completely closed, best you can. And then it will look like this. It'll look like this, where you tie it off, purse string it, and then you flip it inside out. You can add a pom-pom, and then you just go down through the sides of where you purse stringed it, so that you kind of cover this area up with your pom-pom. Go down underneath, tie it off in here inside, 2 pieces of yarn, tie that pom-pom really tight. You can add an extra yarn too if you want. And then that is it. And then you can just tuck in any extra pieces of yarn. You can loop them through and kind of hide them, tuck them underneath, which on this one I have a little frayed area there, but you can kind of weave them in and out so you can't see them. But yeah, this is you flip it inside out or outside in, and this is the finished part. And you can flip up your brim, and that is it. If you want a pom-pom, if you don't, that's okay too. Just try to tuck those little strings in, or pieces of yarn, the best you can when you're finishing it, and then you'll be complete. I don't tack the brim. Some people wear them like this. I've seen the person that had the pattern, Jen S., she puts a little tag on hers with her name on it. I don't think it's tacked down though. Maybe it is. But it's really cool looking. You could tack it if you want.
Just come here.
You guys, I'm I You guys, thanks for being here. I'm gonna head to bed and try to get some rest. Everybody, thank you for being here, and I will talk to y'all real soon. Goodbye, everybody.